Okay, so here we go with our last example for 7.2 part 1. Alright, so for this one, you'll notice this looks a little bit different. So this is using our identity, or addition and subtraction problems in a different way. So our identities in a different way. So you'll notice they're now giving us the expanded version, and we need to reduce that and then solve for x is going to be our final result. So I'm going to look at this, and I got to figure out, is this the sum of a sine, or the difference of a sine, or the sum of a cosine, or the difference of a cosine? So let's look at the clues that they give us. So what I notice is that our trig identities are or our trig functions here are sine, our cosine, cosine, sine. Those are the ones that are messed up. And remember that we said that a sine identity starts with sine and ends with sine. So what we have here is we have a sine identity. So this here, remember we always said the A's and B's were always in order. So I know this is going to be A, B, A, B. So now I know that A is going to equal 5x and B is going to equal 9x. So we have sine of 5x, and then we also have a 9x in here. Now what's the sign going to be in the middle? What did we say about sine? Sine always is the same sign. So if this is going to be a minus in here, then we're also going to have a minus in here. Okay? So now we've written it in the condensed version. This up here is the expanded version. This is our condensed version. Alright, I don't want to have that little arrow there. Okay. So we condensed the left-hand side, so this all needs to equal negative 0.85. Okay, so we can reduce on the left-hand side. The sign of 5x minus 9x is the same as negative 4x, which is equal to negative 0.85. I'm going to use this identity. I'm just going to write it up here at the top. Remember this identity that we worked with? The sign of negative x is equal to this negative sign of x. So I'm going to use that property right here because I got a lot of negatives, and if I could get rid of some of them, that would be really nice. So the sign of negative 4x is equal to the negative sign of 4x, which is equal to negative 0.85. And now I can multiply both sides by negative 1. I can get rid of all of those negatives, and as you know, if we can get rid of a negative with sign, that's going to help us out a lot. Okay? So let's set, okay, so if we have this 4x right here, let's go ahead and set that equal to u. So let's say u is equal to 4x, and then rewrite our equation. So now we have the sine of u is equal to 0.85. Now what solution do they want? If we go back up here to our question, it says it wants us to solve this for the smallest positive solution. So we don't need to find 3, 4 answers. We don't even need to find 2 answers. I only want one, but I want it to be that smallest solution. Alright, so sine of u is equal to 0.85. So we are going to go on our calculator and do that. I'm not going to make you find 2 values to figure that one out. So we need to find the arc sine of 0.85. That will be equal to u. So on your calculator, go in and find that. I need to grab my calculator. Okay, so we've got the arc sine of 0.85. Put that into your calculator, and I get 1.01599. Should be plenty. That's equal to u. Now let's go ahead and just look at our unit circle, because we do want to make sure that this is going to be our smallest value. So let's look at a unit circle. Sine is going to be our y values. So if we have the sine of u is equal to 0.85, Change colors here. That's going to be way up here, pretty, oh, not quite that, about right there, pretty close to the top. So we're going to have one value over here, and we're going to have one value over here. Those are both going to work for a positive 0.85. So this is going to be our smallest value, and over here would be a bigger value. This smallest positive value is the one that I want. So we need to make sure that that's going to be less than pi over 2. Pi over 2 is going to be our 90-degree marker right up here. So this angle over here is going to be less than that. So what is pi over 2? Pi over 2 is 1.57. So the value of 1.01599 is definitely less than that. So we know we've got our correct position. All right, we are not done, of course. We still need to go back to solve for x. So we know that u is equal to 4x. So set that number equal to 4x now. Divide both sides by 4. And we will end up with our final answer of u equals 0.253 996. You can round it off less than that, but that gives you the general idea, and that is how you solve those problems.